Welcome to the Dr. Habits Show. I'm Dave Sellers, also known as Dr. Habits. I'm the author of this book, Stop or Start Habits with Outcome Visioning, and founder of the website myhabits.com. My mission is to help you create a better life for yourself. The following is an excerpt from a recent interview. Welcome to our studio, Ramey.
Thanks, Dave. It's great to be here.
And thank you for compiling some questions from our readers of the book and also our followers on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, you've retired from a long career in teaching. You have written this book. You have a website.
Right.
So why are you doing this?
Well, all of that's true, Ramey. I spent 30 years as a university professor helping students prepare for careers. But my focus now is helping people with the other aspects of life. For example, helping someone lose weight so they feel better about themselves and have a more active lifestyle. Helping a dad be a better parent. Helping a young woman improve her self-esteem. I want to help people create better lives for themselves.
Well, that's great. We have an email here from Martha, and she wants to know, why did you get interested in habits?
In my mid-20s, I realized I had personal problems that were formed in childhood. So I began a 40-year journey of self-discovery and personal growth. I studied and used a number of different therapies to try to solve my own problems.
Can you give us some examples of these therapies?
The list is pretty extensive, I'm embarrassed to say, but there was Transcendental Meditation under the leadership of the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, Gestalt Therapy, Transactional Analysis, Rolfing, Auditing Therapy that's offered by the Church of Scientology, Lightbox Therapy for seasonal affective disorder, marriage encounter, hypnosis, subliminal tapes, yoga, journaling. I did a lot of journaling over the years, and I read a lot of self-help books. I've got a huge library of self-help books. And throughout these years, I sought counseling from a number of psychologists. So all of these experiences helped me personally, but they also added to my knowledge of personal growth. There's a lot more about my story in the book.
I bet. One of your friends on Facebook has a question. When did you start working on habits?
I remember it well. 2008, I had this aha moment. I was reading a self-help book on personal growth, and I came across a definition of habit. And it said that a habit is a recurring pattern of behavior, thoughts, or feelings. And at the time, I asked myself this question: isn't all personal growth dependent on changing behavior, thoughts, and feelings? So to test out my theory, I studied my own habits and recorded them. And then I started studying the habits of other people. And my research continued with a lot of reading. I read over 100 books and articles on this topic. So I've been studying how to make change in people's lives for many years.
Well, what did you learn from your research that you did?
Based on my personal experience and also all the research that I've done, I'm convinced that if you want to change your life, you've got to change your habits. And the book captures everything that I've learned about creating a better life.
Wow. Here's another question from Facebook. They want to know, how did you get the name Dr. Habits?
That question comes up quite a bit. And it's an interesting story. A friend of mine actually came up with it. Part of my research involved talking to a lot of people. And often I would be asking her questions about her habits. She knew I had a doctoral degree in a different area, and she kind of put the two together, doctor and habits, Dr. Habits. She started calling me Dr. Habits, and my friends started calling me Dr. Habits, and it just sort of caught on.
That's great. Some of our listeners would like to know about the process that you used to write this book.
I've written other books, but I decided to use a different approach with this one. After I completed all of my research, I rented a house in Grand Haven, Michigan.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
It really is. It's a beautiful town. It's right on the shores of Lake Michigan.
Right.
Grand Haven is only about 40 miles from my home in Grand Rapids. So I spent all week in Grand Haven writing. And I wrote from 7 o'clock in the morning until the wee hours. I took weekends off. And this process went on for 6 months.
Wow.
And I would say it's probably the most productive and inspiring period of my professional life.
That's awesome. Could you give us a quick overview of what's in the book?
Sure. I could talk on and on about the book, obviously, so let me focus on just some of the most important features. First of all, the book is a step-by-step guide that's adapted from the leading research in the field. Secondly, we have outcome visioning that's featured. It's a new way to provide motivation during the change process. Third, we have a very concise book. There's only 5 chapters. People really like that because they can read it in 1 or 2 sittings.
Right.
And the process that people develop as they go through the book only takes about 15 minutes a day after they've developed their habit change plan. Then we have the tips on how to help others change. That is a very popular section. But one that I'm most proud of are the 3 continuing cases. We follow Debbie, Sally, and Adam as they are formulating their habit change plan step by step, chapter by chapter. Debbie is working on a plan to lose weight. Sally, her plan is on improving her self-esteem. And Adam is focusing on anger, working on his problem with anger. And then we have the action steps at the end of chapters. Think of those as mini assignments. So you read chapter 1, you do a couple of assignments. You read chapter 2, do a couple more assignments related to that chapter. And when you get done with the 5 chapters, you've got your habit change plan already formulated. But the most important feature that I'm most proud of the book is support. We have more support for any book of its kind.
Wow, that's great. There are a lot of people that are saying very positive things about your website.
That makes me happy.
Yeah. And what will people find when they get there?
There's only 1 page on the site, Ramey, about the book. The rest of the site is devoted to this idea of support that I mentioned in the previous question. Support for a better life. The site offers blog posts that supplement the book. We have the Dr. Habit Show videos, such as the one that we're involved in right now. Those are also on YouTube. We have the Workshop Leaders Guide for people who want to host a workshop and help others change. And then we have the free newsletter, Changing Habits, Changing Lives, and it features the latest developments in personal growth.
Great. So how can people find you on social media?
It's very easy. Facebook and Twitter under the name Dr. Habits.
Awesome. So tell us about your support group that you have on Facebook.
Well, the support thing, as you can tell, is very important to me, and you can get support from a partner, from a family friend, a co-worker. You can even get one from a counselor. You can get support from a counselor. But I felt another form of support would be helpful. And that's why we have My Habits Support Group on Facebook. It's at my Dr. Habits page.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's a community that's striving for a better life. Now, participants in the support group can ask questions, they offer suggestions, they support one another. And our mission? Share, learn, grow, coach. And I'm very active in that support group.
Great. So I have one final question. What is the most important thing you want people to know about your work?
I can summarize it really in one sentence. If you want a better life, you've got to focus on changing habits.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here, Ramey. It
You
was
bet.
fun for me. Was it fun for you?
Yes, lots of fun.
Oh, that's good. That concludes our program. I hope you learned why I'm focused on helping people change their habits and change their lives. Go to myhabits.com to see our videos, blog posts, newsletter, and more about the book, Stop or Start Habits with Outcome Visioning. As I mentioned in this program, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter under the name Dr. Habits. On Facebook, we have a support group for people who want a better life. And don't forget to subscribe to the Dr. Habit Show channel on YouTube. Tell your friends about us.